So what's Remix Forms and why did we create it? Well, Remix Forms is a form library created on top of this amazing web framework that's called Remix. If you don't know Remix yet, go to remix.run and understand it because it's going to blow your mind. But Remix Forms is something that I've been wanting to create for many years before Remix arriving at the scene. I was trying to create something like this. It's basically a low-code library for you to create the whole form UI and UX. And when I say the whole form UI and UX, I'm talking about a full stack framework. Not just rendering your forms, but also making the changes on the database and then bringing the answer from the database back, or validating your form and then bringing the server errors back to the front end. So it's, in other words, Remix Forms is a full stack form library on top of Remix. You can be asking yourself, why the heck another form library on top of the multiple form libraries out there in the JavaScript/TypeScript ecosystem? The reason for us to create yet another library is because we want to add another layer of abstraction on top of the existing ecosystem. It's not like we are reinventing what great form libraries like React Hook Form or Formtastic or the great Redux form for the OGs out there. We're not trying to solve the same problem. With Remix Forms, we want to give you another layer of automation. And what's that layer? Basically, Remix Form wants you to define the schema for your form, define how your form should behave, not with code, but with a description of the validation. In our case specifically, we're using Zod for that. And from this definition, we want to generate the whole form for you. We want you to write one line of code and have the whole form experience with validation, accessibility, focus management, and a ton of other stuff. Check out my talk at RemixConf 2022, and there I will show you the behind the scenes, exactly what it does. What I want to share with you today is this is not another form library. This is a whole other layer of abstraction for you, and it's much more powerful. If you want to create a form that has 1,000 fields, and each of them has its own complexity in terms of validations and data types, etc., you just define your schema and your form will be there. If by any chance you change something to the schema, the form will be updated for you. You won't need to go there to the front-end code and update it again. So the reason for Remix Forms is to take convention over configuration to a whole other level. Basically, you will define the schema and the convention will do everything else for you. But, and this is a big note, if you want to configure your form, if you want to make your form 100% custom, you can. And that's one of the beauties of it. You can, for example, have this form with 1,000 fields I was mentioning before, and only a couple of them will be custom, like with a very custom UI. And then if you make changes to the other 900 or something, you don't need to go there to your front-end code and change. Only for the custom ones, you need to change it. This idea is the idea behind of everything we're trying to do at Season on our stack. We want to give you the immense speed of development that you can achieve by having a lot of conventions. And when I'm talking about a lot of conventions, it's a lot. For example, accessibility. You don't need to think about accessibility. Your code will be accessible if you use Remix Forms. But if you want to customize the accessibility of your form, you can. And there's one other layer that I wanted to talk about today, which is the developer experience when it comes to TypeScript. Remix Forms, as well as our other companion library domain functions, is type safe from end to end. So if you customize your forms UI, the UI will be strongly typed to your schema, even though the schema might be coming from the backend. So everything, the whole round trip between frontend, backend, and back is type safe with Remix Forms. And this is in a nutshell what Remix Form is. Of course, there are a ton of things to learn. You can go right now to remix-forms.season.cc and start learning. Go ahead.